This August 18, 2025 regular meeting of the Caney School District Board of Trustees is hereby called to order. The minutes show that all board members, with the exception of Ms. Crippen, are present, and that this meeting has been called in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551. All items that will be discussed or voted on this evening have been voted as required by state law. I do want to extend a warm welcome to everyone here tonight at the facility, and we are pleased that you take the time to join us this evening. So on behalf of, again, as the board, pleased you're here, and we're here to celebrate achievements, set goals, listen to reports, and approve budgets, contracts, and personal appointments, and make policy for the district. We're not here to make management decisions or to solve problems of the individuals. Management is the responsibility of our superintendent. This is a meeting within the public, not a meeting of the public. As our guests, we welcome you to observe us. So again, thanks for joining us. Thank you for your interest in Caney in the school district. May I ask that you silence your cell phones at this time? Please rise for the invocation to the flag. And remain standing for the pledge of allegiance and honor the next flag to the
Declare it. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, thank you for an opportunity to have a meeting in a brand new building for this district, for the students of this district. Lord, I pray that you give us wisdom and discernment as we make decisions for the students of this district. Lord, thank you again for the staff, the administration, and the team that put all this together. In Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right, item number 2 on the agenda is public hearing on the Caney ISD 2025-2026 budget and 2025 tax rate presented by Ms. Branch.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the public hearing for the 2025 budget and 25 tax rate. There is a sign-in sheet over there. If you live in the district, if you'd like to sign that, if you haven't already done that, as well as copies of the budget are sitting over there for you to take with you if you want to look at it. Okay, so we'll start off with the budget. There are 3 budgets that the board of trustees is required to adopt, and that's the general fund budget, the child nutrition fund budget, and the debt service fund budget. All 3 of those are presented on one page. The revenue for the general fund is $234,502,083, and that's made up of local revenue, state revenue, and federal revenues. The expenditures for that budget are $234,502,083, which is a balanced budget for the general fund. The taxable property value that we're basing this on is $7,947,27,032 at a 97.5% collection rate. The ADA for this budget is $18,212. The tax rates is 0.7552 for maintenance and operations and debt service of 0.50. The tax rate remains the same as it was last year. Even with state compression, we were allowed to adopt the same tax rate last year because we had to adopt the taxes based on legislature of the $140 homestead exemption. So property values for budget purposes did go down. So with state compression, the state adopted tax rate is 0.7552 for the county, and that's the one that we're presenting here tonight. On the child nutrition fund, we have local, state, and federal revenues in that fund as well of $15,823,035. Expenditures of $17,406,898. We do have this planned drawdown of about $1.5 million. They have a pretty good fund balance in the child nutrition fund, and they're going to use that to upgrade the serving lines in a couple of the campuses this following year. And then for debt service fund, we have local revenues and state revenues. We no longer receive federal revenues for that. And the state revenues now is due to the compression. Prior to when the state started compression, we were only locally funded with our debt. Now we're getting about $7.8 million in state revenue. And so the debt service payments are $54,872,000. $1,287,45, which is a drawdown of $5.5 million on the debt service fund, which has been in the plans for several years to continue to draw that down. And then on the tax rate, we just discussed that a little bit. M&O is going to be 0.7552, and debt service is proposed at 50 cents. That will be used, the debt service is used to pay our bonded debt, and then the M&O is for just the regular operations of the district. We have an accelerated budget that we'll also be presenting tonight. That is a requirement just for state comp ed funds for anything that's coded to what we call program and state code 24. We have that as $5,717,162, and our expenditures are the exact same as revenue, so that's a balanced budget as well. Are there any questions on the budgets or the tax rates that we will present for adoption tonight?
If there is not, the legislature has not done, lower our property taxes. What exactly would our tax rate?
It would have been about 3 cents, I don't have the exact number, but had they not put in the $140,000 homestead exemption now, the tax rate would have dropped on 3 cents.
Would have gone down.
Yes, the tax
I
rate.
just want to make that clear, that your taxes did not go down.
And the state does pretty much dictate what school districts have to adopt on their tax rate. If you do not adopt what the state says that your tax rate should be, they will reduce your state funding on the other side. So if we lower our tax rate, say a penny, they'll take about $1 million of our state funding away from the state side because we don't adopt the tax rate we told us to adopt. So it's kind of out of our hands with.
Okay, now let's step in. So, just want to make sure that's clear. All right, any other questions for discussion? Do we have a motion to approve the 2025-2026 accelerated education budget? Commissioner Jones, second by Ms. Harrell. There will be no further discussion. Vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Item number 4 agenda is the consideration of adoption of 2025-2026 general fund nutrition, child nutrition, and debt service budgets. So, any further questions or comments? Do we have any motion to approve the 2025-2026 general fund child nutrition and debt service budgets? Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Trout. There will be no further discussion. Vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Item number 5 on the agenda is consider adopted set by board resolution 2025 capital world tax rate for maintenance and operations, 0.7552 dollars, and for debt service, 0.50. Presented by Ms. Gillette. Questions? All right, we have a motion to adopt and set by order resolution 2025 capital world tax rate for maintenance and operations. We have Ms. Sharp and Ms. Hopkins in a second. There will be further discussion. Vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. All right. Item number 6 on the agenda is consideration of out-of-state field trip for our high school. Here presented by Mr. Miller.
Yes, it's not here.
I've got COVID. Another reason. We will, we have a motion. Motion. No motion. Okay. Item number 6. Item number 7. We're going to hear comments And the secretary, Ms. Sharp, is going to keep the time for you, and the rest of you, about 5 minutes. And you can begin.
Thank you. My concerns have to do with transportation for our school. My children are students here at Highlands Elementary, and we live in the Highlands community. At the onset of school, the time for drop-off in the evening has been about an hour plus from our kids getting home, and we stay 5 minutes within the community. The district has deemed our crossing section as a hazardous section to cross through, and so we have bus transportation or we can do car rider. With bus transportation taking an hour plus, with us being a 5-minute distance, I feel that we should have alternative means of transportation outside of being a car rider. With that, I also requested through the district, I spoke with the police officers of the district about getting crossing guards for us to be able to cross the children safely in the roundabout, that way they can get home. And that issue hasn't been resolved, as well as the speeding signs, because we still have 35 plus miles per hour, up to 30 miles per hour in a school zone. So it's very dangerous for our children to be able to cross, even independently with that rate of speed. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8 on the agenda is reports and proposals of board members. All right, item number 9 on the agenda is the superintendent report.
Sir, I'd like to recognize Dan Castile. He's going to give us an enrollment update the first few days of school. Dan, all yours, sir.
Good evening. We're going to do one thing, basically, we're going to talk about that is residency this year, new student enrollment, and returning student verification. Group residency again this year, we're requiring group residency for all students who are enrolled in Caney ISD. So as of today, we've collected about 10,500 updates, so about 50%, a little over. Families can submit the fish form, we do the family access, we do the ranking verification, and we also bring to the campus if we need to. Acceptable forms of proof of residency are a lease or mortgage statement, utility bill, something that actually shows payable to the address. We won't accept a cell phone bill, insurance, those things aren't really tied to residence values. New student online enrollment is completed through Skyward. We do an online form, so parents can fill out this information online. They then come to the campus to finish the enrollment and bring in hard copies of documents they need to. And if they can't complete it online at home, we offer them the kiosk each campus, which is documents that way as well. And require documentation for enrollment, personal organizations, residency. This year we held youth registration centrally at Oakhurst Elementary from July 22nd to 24th. During those 3 days, we enrolled 12,000 students, 1,200 students. And then we continued on campus after that, and during that time we enrolled another 548. So we did 444 during pre-K roundup in April. So all we have a little over 2,000 brand new students this year. So on the first day of school, we do what's called a warm body count, where we physically count all the students who show up. Because the student can't be absent until they attend. So anyone who does not show up has to be withdrawn or unenrolled from the campus.
So in the first grade school, we ended with 18,589 students. We no-showed 1,259 students. And as of today, our current enrollment is 19,573. So we recovered 984 of those students in the last 2 weeks and a day. So we continue to expect that number to grow as we get closer to the 1st of September. Typically, that's our time frame to recapture most of those students. All right, and for all returning students, we require them to verify their information, verify their address, their phone number. We give them generally till the part of October, November to do that. We do send out some additional information to all the families, the group residency form, of course, anybody who's delinquent in immunization, we send that out. And then we give an option, information about the student insurance provided, the adoption sign up. Anybody have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So you said someone's enrolling that because they need copies of their immunizations. What's the district say when they say we don't immunize our kids?
There's a form for that the nurses have with their conscience protector to the immunization.
Do we have a lot of that?
Not to my knowledge, no. I can find out exactly.
And when you say a birth certificate, is that a United States birth certificate or proof of birth in another country?
We accept proof of birth from other countries.
And the people that are enrolling kids, what do we do to verify that the person enrolling them is actually their parent or their legal guardian?
And that's one reason we require the birth certificate. We can make sure they are listed on the birth certificate, or they provide legal documentation that they do have authority to enroll those students, such as the power of attorney or court documentation.
You say you have 2,000 new students, that's 2,000 new kindergarten?
No, that's 2,000 new students to the district. When we did centralized registration, we enrolled students from elementary to high school. So I have the breakdown by campus if you would like to see that, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said, how close is that to the study that we did?
I don't have the numbers on that. I can see.
Yeah, just curious.
That number, that's the other stuff.
Yeah, what percentage of students will generally see come back after the September 1st?
Historically, after September, the first week after September 1st, we generally get a bump of about 100 students. And then after that, historically, we've grown about 200 or 300 kids throughout the year. And we continue to grow as the school year goes on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 2 on the agenda is the consent calendar consisting of consideration of minutes, finance reports, purchasing reports, board meeting dates, church reports, policy PFE, policy updates, and delegate superintendent. Are there any questions for further discussion? All right. Do we have a motion on the consent calendar? Item 11 on the agenda is consideration of approval of PR04 at Highland Middle School for roof drain piping material change presented by Mr. Richard.
Okay. I'd like y'all to consider CPR 4 for Highland Middle School. This would change, basically change the piping material for our interior roof drains. It's currently PVC piping and requires a lot of extra insulation and a lot of fireproofing. It would change to what our normal standard is of cast pipe. It doesn't have quite, you don't have to do near as much fireproofing for it. And you'll also, it's sturdy product overall, the life of the building. We're trying to build these for 50 years. And so, this material change, it was an issue that just happened to enter on the specifications. There was kind of a loophole in the specifications, which happens from time to time. And unfortunately, the subcontractor took advantage of that, and we just all missed it when we all looked at it. Everybody from architect, engineer, our staff. And so we're asking to go ahead now, before we build a building and, have any issues with it, to go ahead and change the piping material, because we feel like it'll be a more robust product as we move on. It's significant. We received a credit of a little over $100,000 on the existing piping, but the new one, all told, well, the extra work and things like that, is around $386,000. We are well under our budget for this project. It's not a safety rating thing, it's just the PVC piping, is known to leak a little bit more perhaps than cast iron metal, and it's our standards. We do, it is allowed by the county to do PVC, but you have to do all such fireproof and things of that nature, and we would just rather go ahead and change the
The gas line is more gasket, it's screwed together, and the UPC allows, you got to do the form to allow snow, but this is all inside the building, and so it would leak, and so we don't let it leak, so we use gas lines. It was just nice.
The PVC is cheap. Yeah, it's a cost.
It's a mechanic, but at
And,
the end,
yes, and by the time you insulate all the PVC, you all have to leak for an extended period of time before you ever know. Yes.
So when we do our next building, we're going to look at that ahead of time.
We have corrected this, yes, and it was literally a checkbox on the final draft, final submission of the spec section from one of our engineers. We consulted for our architect. It has been corrected.
Thank you. Telling me about it.
I
Appreciate
think it's a little out of cost difference that we will pack it in a number of line bids on it, and then they go back to the bids.
No, sir, they all did the same scope of work. They did the PVC, and that was part of the issue of why we couldn't just make better. So our plumber kind of had an idea that we would rather have this other product, but in order for him to be competitive with all the other ones that are bidding this project, he had to go with the bottom line. And he told us right up front, that it was had our plumber that we normally use for this company been in town when they did their bidding for this job, he was out of town, to be honest with you, in a different surveyor for that group. Did a bidding for it, and he didn't know that our standard is for cast, and so he would have asked the question before bid, and we would have got this all fixed before bid, but it's, unfortunately, the timing was such that he was gone for 10, 14 days right there in our bidding timeframe, and that's literally what, another piece of the puzzle as to why this happened. Everybody knows what we do, but that's our plumber, draw our plumbing to go. And they kind of know what our standard is. As do a few others. But we have a good relationship with them, that they told us after the fact that we would have spoke up if we were seen.
All right, appreciate it. All right, we have a motion to approve CPR 04 at Highland Middle School for the roof drain piping material change. Motion by Mr. Cotton, second by Mr. Alders. There being no further discussion, vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? And motion carries. All right, item number 12 on the agenda is consideration of approval of CPR 2 at New Caney High School, CT and athletics, for addition of fencing around campus.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So this is an add-on to the project. This was, we we put $250,000 as allowance for fencing, in the phase 3. This is part of the, not the existing stuff that we're trying to finish up. This is the new stuff we just got started, behind the campus. And we knew all along that we wanted to put add some secure fencing around the Caney High School. We honestly just weren't exactly sure what we wanted to do. And now that, the other two buildings are about finished, we can kind of see the flow and see things a lot better. And so we've, made some decisions about how to handle Eagle Drive and, add a bunch of, perimeter fencing to the campus as a whole, replace some of the fencing that's not tall enough to meet the new TDA standard. And so this will, in essence, give us a secure perimeter that meets TDA guidelines, for basically the entire campus, where during the school day, all gates are shut. We will have a secure perimeter where kids can walk from Caney to high school, they want high school annex, and from baseball, softball field house, and the football field house, and all be inside that secure perimeter, as somewhat required by TDA. We keep our doors locked anyway, but this is just an extra added, level of security. Eagle Drive, as y'all know, has been cut through for a lot more years than I've been around, and, it's dangerous if we don't have it blocked off during the school day. You know, people run over cones and act like they're not there, and just go around the barricades, even on the grass. I've seen people over at the school. So,
This is for the gates that our people can badge in.
yes, sir. This will keep us from having to get out and move barricades to let ourselves, or myself, but, our staff, they'll have badge access, and, we're also, looking into, I hate to call it garage door opener, but that type of, system on the two gates on Eagle Drive, to where our safety folks can, control access to, if they recognize vehicles, know who's in it. You know, if a student comes late to school, or someone they know is coming, they can handle it via a flicker, similar to what our bus drivers do. And the system, we hope to be able to incorporate it for our bus drivers. They currently, the gate between the high school and annex, they use quick to get in and out, that split gate. And so we want to bring that same technology, same idea into the two gates on Eagle Drive.
And then also fencing on the fields.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, the backside will be fenced off along 99. It just extends that. We were planning to fence in the new stadium, the JV stadium, but this extends it on around, where it's covered all the way to 494, and then that's where we start with a taller fence along 494, so that we meet the TDA, safety and security standards. So literally, you'll be thin fence.
We have a motion to approve CPR 02 for Caney ISD. Motion by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Earl. There being no further discussion, vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 13 on the agenda is consider, discuss, and take possible action to no longer needed property acquired by the district and Oakhurst to take all actions required to terminate the easement, including instituting all related documents.
I'll have to present on, basically, if you're familiar with the antique road, some of you are, right next to, our current transportation lot, there was two houses on that little piece right next to where we added the transportation piece already. And that was two different lots, and basically there was an easement to get from the back lot through the front lot to get out to the antique road, into Plains. And we own both of those now, so we'd like to abandon the easement so that it does stay on corporate records and everything. We're replating the whole property as a whole. We required several little pieces, and now it's just, our council felt like it was a good time to just abandon that easement altogether, since we're replating the property.
Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the termination of the easement, which is no longer needed on property acquired by the district belonging to the and to delegate to the superintendent or the superintendent's designee to finalize and execute the documents necessary to terminate the easement
Zillard, the theater director over at Fort High School. I apologize for my tardiness. I did not realize that I was going to be presenting for Dr. Miller, who is out sick today, but I have his notes and the things that he asked me to let you know. Fort High School is asking for permission to go to, or go on an out-of-state trip to New York City, May 26th through 29th. It will not affect instructional time because that is the week after graduation. We're taking the trip for the kids to have an opportunity to go to some workshops, educational workshops in New York, to see 3 Broadway shows, interact with a cast, actually learn a dance number from one of the shows that the kids will get to see, so it should be a lot of fun for them. Kids will get to go to workshops, let's see, they're going to see the historical sites in New York. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the kids. They're going to get a talk back in the master class while they're there. The price of the trip is absolutely free for the district. Everything is covered through my theater booster club. There'll be fundraising throughout the year to take care of it. Parents will be paying to go on the trip as well to keep costs down for kids and to give us additional supervision while we're there. Of course, all those parents will go through our volunteer system and all the normal things that we need to do. Let's see, the trip will take away no instructional time. It's not mandatory for any of the kids involved. It's completely voluntary. It's a choice for both parents and students. Many parents are already ready to go. Did I miss anything? I'm presenting from Dr. Miller's notes.
Motion to approve the out-of-state trip for Woodridge High School theater. Motion by Commissioner second by Any other discussion? Vote in favor. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstaining? And motion carries. Back to item number 14 on the agenda now is consideration of district goals presented by Mr. Keller.
Yes, sir. These 4 goals are like our staff and I talked about. These are the filters that we make decisions through. You know, of course, our first question is always, this is what's best for kids. But these next 4 things are definitely what we run our decision-making process through. So goal number 1 will be to provide high-achieving student-centered programs that produce graduates who are prepared to be contributing members of our community. Goal number 2, provide a safe and orderly setting that enhances the teaching and learning environment for students and staff. Goal number 3 is provide resources to support current and future student-centered programs of the district while being responsible stewards of taxpayer funds. And goal 4 is provide opportunities for parents and community members to support student achievement. So we are very intentional when we write these goals. The word provide is not taken lightly in there. We have the district is filled with servant hearts, and that is a huge part of who we are. But even the bigger part of who we are, every goal has the word student, because that's who we're here to serve and who we're here to prepare for the world that's outside of our walls. So I just want to submit those goals going out for consideration for this next school year.
Are there any further questions? Discussion? We have a motion to approve the district goals. Further discussion? Take all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. All right, item number 15 on the agenda is closed session. The board will now adjourn into closed session for the following sections of the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Code 551.074, for the purpose of personnel matters, Government Code 551.071, for attorney consultation, and Government Code 551.072, for deliberation regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Any action as a result of the closed session discussion will take place after the board reconvenes in open meeting, and the time is now 6:30. All right, the board continued its closed meeting at 7:00. 16 on the agenda is consideration of personnel reports. Ms. Christie.
So this is just our standard monthly list of new employees, resignations, hires that you see each month. And just, if you would please, consider hiring our employees and accepting our resignations.
Any other further questions? Do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Walters. There be no further discussion. The vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries.
All right, I've got one introduction real quick. I'm still practicing on her last name, so Kelly Schroppstein.
Yes.
All right. She is our new director of purchasing. She's coming to us from Willis ISD. I know there's not a happier person than recommend out Brady. Director of purchasing is very important, especially when 9/1 comes around.
Yes.
Everybody likes to spend that money. So just want to welcome her to our district and just welcome aboard.
Items number 17 on the agenda is consider and take possible action to pursue sanctions for contract abandonment by one teacher for high school presented by Ms. Stevens.
Yes, so unfortunately, in trying to be consistent with the practice that we've been bringing to the board, anytime we have a professional that is under the employment of a Chapter 21 contract, we did have one teacher that chose to not return this year, but made that decision after the resignation deadline, the penalty-free resignation deadline. And we informed them that standard practice would be, since we are leaving our students in a bind, that we will present to the board for possible recommendation to take possible sanction to State Board of Education certification. And so just being consistent with that, this individual that was listed on the agenda just said they were leaving the field of education and they were not concerned about their certificate. But again, we just want to be consistent and try to hold our educators to their contracts.
Are there any questions or further discussion? Do we have a motion to find that good cause did not exist for the employee to abandon their contract and authorize the superintendent or his designee to submit a written complaint for contract sanction to the State Board Educator certification? Motion by me, second by Mr. Any further discussion, vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstaining? And motion carries. Item number 18 on the agenda is consider and discuss nomination to act as a delegate at the TASB Assembly in Houston. And do we have anyone who's going to act as a delegate assembly as a candidate? Yes. We have a motion to approve myself to act as delegate at the delegate assembly in Houston, Texas, September 13th. All right. We have no discussion, but we'll take all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. All right, item number 19 on the agenda is consider and discuss nominations to as an alternate. Who else is going to be able to express? Okay. So we'll move on. If you want to come, all right. I nominate Dennis. Dennis is the Thanks, a great alternate.
Like without it, they're not okay. All right, do we have a motion to approve Mr. Walters to act as the alternate
Amen.